Hello, everyone. Needs a ride and complains when I was doing rideshare. This was the experiences sometimes. We start out with a bang, like a good action movie. They'll get in the car. Sometimes they'll speak, introduce themselves. Then other times they'll hop right in and say, hey, people on the road, people on the road doing this, people on the road doing this, doing that. Why they drive like this, why they drive like that. Now, mind you, I'm driving. I know they name, of course, because I looked at the app before I picked them up. So I just continue to let them talk as I'm taking them from point A to point B. And the client says, "I remember when I was driving." Now, sometimes they would say I would remember because currently they weren't driving, not because they couldn't drive, but because of life circumstances, like license got suspended, um, vehicle got wrecked, vehicle got repoed. Um, I'm just like, wow. So I will have fun with it though. I wouldn't even get like mad or agitated. So, I was driving Steve to his destination one time and he goes on to say, I remember when I was driving, you know, I didn't really have to worry about people because I was so focused on the road. So I found that to be interesting. So as I'm driving, I let him get his thoughts out. And I said, Steve, that's interesting what you said about when you were driving. Why are you no longer driving? He says, my car got repoed. I was like, I'm sorry to hear that. You know, life is lifey. Were my exact words. And he was like, you're right, life is lifey. But when I was driving, I was always speeding, but not causing accidents. I was like, well, you'll be able to speed again. He was like, yeah, I'll be able to speed, but it's going to take me some time. I have to save up some money to get a new vehicle. So I was like, well, that's smart. I thought saving up money to pay for a vehicle. He was talking like, hey, he wants to pay cash and not get a car note. So I can feel that. I can understand that. Those out there that don't have to pay a car note, I know you all understand, and even those that do pay a car note, I know you all understand as well. So I'm continuing to drive. Now I'm on the highway, swerving lanes, and buddies in the back still have limit. I'm switching lanes. He's like, I like how you do that. I like how you switch lanes. I used to be like that. So I continue to drive and think, and I'm like, well, I was like, let me ask him. I was like, hey, Steve? How long have you not been driving? He was like, well, it's only been a week. And then it dawned on me, okay, it's fresh. That wound is still fresh, and I'm an inquisitive dude. So I asked, I was like, hey, when they repoed you, like, was you at home? Was you like working on a project, or how did you know? And he got extra hype. He's like, let me tell you what happened. And I'm listening because I, mean, I want to know. He was telling me about his lovely former driving skills. So he said, it was just it was nighttime. He was going to his car to get something, and as he was coming out the door shuts behind him. You see the repo man putting his car, taking his car away, or in the process of it. And I understand the laws, but I just wanted to, ask some more questions. So I was like, you didn't think about stopping him? And, he was Steve was a older gentleman. He's like, I thought about it. However, I didn't do it because he was speaking on how he read a story a couple weeks prior where it was a similar scenario, and being in Texas, you know, people can carry guns on them, and it led to a deadly situation. So he said he just grunted his teeth and watched Rebecca get pulled out of the driveway. That was the name of his vehicle. He had it was like a 2022 Corvette. It was maroon, if I remember correctly. I was like, I felt bad for him though. That's to not have no wheels, and in the back of you be in the back taking rides here, talking about how he used to drive. And luckily, I'm I'm driving normal speed, not really speeding on this day. The roads were dry, so I'm moving at a good speed, about 10 minutes, 10 minutes to go. I get to his destination. He was actually going to play tennis, so I get him to where he needed to be. And before he gets out, he says, "Hey, I enjoyed the conversation, and I didn't mean to talk your ear off. It had only been 7 days, so I just had to get it off my chest." He was like, "I wanted to tell some of my coworkers, but they didn't really want to listen." And I was like, "Hey, I understand." I was like, "Hey, you enjoy playing tennis, and you will one day be speeding again." So he gets out the car. I drive on to get to the next person, and I'm like, that could be any of us, you know, if we don't pay off, pay what we're supposed to pay. They can come and scoop our vehicle. I mean, except those that um, have already have their vehicle paid off. And then, of course, they don't have to worry about that. Other than people stealing vehicles, but that's normal. That ain't never gonna stop. Um, I remember I picked up a lady and her daughter. I picked them up from Target, actually, old Target. Picked them up, scooped them up. They hop in the back. And the mother and daughter, they were like in an argument. Like they weren't loud, they were like classy with it. But, you know, the mother spoke to me, the daughter didn't say anything. Well, she said something after her mother said something, but after they put their seatbelts on, they were going back and forth. I hear the daughter said, "I told you not to give the father of your child your car to go to work." So that made me perk up. I mean, one, I gotta always make sure I know what's going on around me, what the conversation is, as I get my clients to where they need to be. And on this occasion, I was taking them back home from Target. So the mother continues to give her. I mean, it can be looked at different ways. She was giving her counsel. She was rubbing it in, no pun intended. But she said, "He wrecked your car. So how you going to get to work now?" It's like the daughter was mad too. Like, you ever be conversing with family or elders or someone trying to give you counsel and they're right, and there's nothing you can really say. So you want to be mad, but the only person you can really be mad at is yourself. That's kind of where the daughter was. So she tried to get ahead of it. Like her mother was gonna stop talking bad about the guy. She's like, "Yeah, mom, you're right. I should have listened to you." And the daughter was quick on her feet. Her daughter was like, "I'm just gonna take rideshare." And luckily, I always try to be nice on the road. And I'm driving. I'm on the highway now. I'm going about 85. And I think the mother had enough of it. They just dropped it. Then the mother started asking me about my day, how long I've been driving. Told her it's going well. I've been on the road for about 6 hours at the time. And after I get off of the freeway in Arlington, go across a couple of lights by Parks Mall, make that left by that Motel 6. And before you know it, I had them there. But um, they both like my driving so much that the daughter gave me her information, and I was actually one of her ways to get to work. Um, it was for about a month. I took her to work consistently, so that was cool. But when people need a ride and complain when you're doing ride share, it's not always a bad thing. In most cases, it's a learning experience. It's a teaching moment for everyone, or a moment where things can get reiterated. So that's all for today. Hope you all enjoy. Like, share, subscribe, and also click the link where you can go to Amazon and get my book. All right. You all have a good one. Later.